Who's first?
Obviously, you played against the Warriors many times. I'm sure you know how they play. What were your thought process when they approached you to come here, and what role do you think you're going to fill?
Just they play exciting basketball. Always, obviously, it starts with Steph. I think the continuity behind Steph, the guys playing the right way, just screening, passing. They probably lead one of the, I say for the past 10 years, leads the league in passing, just moving the ball and shoot a lot of threes, of course. It's exciting, I just always loved that style of basketball they've been playing for years, even when I was in college. I used to go to the games when I was in Oklahoma and watch them. They play exciting brand of basketball unselfishly, and they play hard on both ends. And there's a winning culture here. So it was a no-brainer for me, just like excited to play with those guys and just, to be a sponge every day from training camp and just learn and watch and observe. And I found a way how I can fit in.
Hi, buddy. Janie McCauley from Associated Press. Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
How much do you look forward to kind of feeding off the energy of Draymond and Clay and I mean Draymond and Steph and picking up some of the scoring load that was lost with Clay's departure?
Just taking it one day at a time, learning stuff in training camp, learning how I can see myself fitting in. I don't, everybody says it's a perfect match, but you just got to take time, trying to figure out how I can, the passing, the cutting, the screening, just learning from Steph, learning from Draymond, Steve, coaching staff, the players, playing with Gary is fun too. Slow-mo, you got Melton, you got a lot of guys, Trace, you got Brandon, and you just got to figure out how I can be effective helping everybody score and feeding off all of them. It's going to be, I think it's a fun adjustment. In basketball, you come to a new job, it's just learning people. They're all great guys, so I don't think it should be hard trying to figure out a tendency. Sometimes it might take some time, but it's fun.
Will this training camp being in Hawaii kind of benefit you and some of the new guys to bring the team together a little bit more?
Training camp is always fun regardless, you're just learning from everybody. And, it's Hawaii, of course, but I think that, getting over the guys and just learning about them and being on the plane, I start getting to know the guys because it's a long season. You run these guys more around your families, so I'm excited to be around them for sure.
How was the free agency process for you? Because I know you were, playing for the Bahamas at the time when it was all going down, and I'm sure it was kind of a
it was a little stressful. It was a little difficult. First time go around, different CBA rules this year too. Trying to figure out the second apron, all that type of stuff. We didn't understand it. It was different, but we figured it out. That's the main part about it. And like I said, I'm glad to be a Warrior. I'm excited to be here. Excited to learn from these guys. I feel like God doesn't make any mistakes, and I'm here for a reason.
You mentioned the second apron and the rules. You probably couldn't have fit into their plans if some other stuff didn't go right. Was it a surprise to you? Did you even think they were an option kind of entering July?
Me and my agent, she always tell me it's like everybody's an option. You never keep nobody out. And me, did I see myself come back to California? No, I did not see it. But like I say, this is basketball. Anything happen any day, and the spot open when Clay and move, and it's a great match. Where we don't. I'm just glad to be here, and glad to be on a team and be able to learn from a championship organization, and I'm just excited to get ready to play.
Buddy, how you doing? Jason Dumas, Channel 4 here in San Francisco. You talk about adjustments and trying to fit in with the new teammates and catch all the cohesion. But I feel like you're at your best when you're being aggressive, when you're letting it fly. How do you kind of find that balance of, adjusting and learning how to play with your teammates while also being aggressive and being yourself?
It's always like a fine balance. You just want to overstep boundaries. You're the new guy coming in, but I feel like nobody has a problem with me being aggressive. I think aggressive is good. And when you're out there, you just got to figure out your niche and just play in the continuity of the offense and the flow of the offense. And I think Steph plays with a great flow. Draymond plays with a great flow. Like I said, as a scorer, you like to shoot the three. I love watching the Warriors play. So I kind of have a feel what they like doing. And scouting for them is hard, so Steph is always moving. So I'm a player who always loved moving too. So and I thrive off that. So I'm excited, man, to just learn.
Hey, buddy. Steve Kerr said with or without Clay returning to the team, the Warriors were going to need to add shooting regardless. Right. Have you had to have some extended conversations with him about what that's going to look like in terms of getting you to your spots and involved in a new kind of offense?
You know, just when that time comes to talk to Steve, I just take everything slow and just put my way in. You know, I don't want to rush things. I want to feel everything out, feel everybody out, the players, coaching staff, and just get to know everybody first. And then after that, when it comes to that conversation, to see like where I need to like exactly what we need, and I think that'll be fine.
Hey, buddy, you said you like to watch the Warriors, and can you explain a little bit about what it is you like about them? Is it the ball movement? Are they different than other teams?
Just what's so fun about them, the ball movement, the ball movement, and they're all unselfishly. They all play unselfish brand of basketball, and I think that everybody tries to play that ball movement from San Antonio days when they like moving with Mano and Tony Parker and Tim Duncan, the way they move the ball, and it doesn't matter who's on the court, they all play the same brand no matter what. So that's the fun part about it, just being unselfish.
But I know some of the guys have been here scrimmaging last couple of weeks. Were you able to get in any of those scrimmages?
Yeah, a little bit.
What did you pick up from that? Was there anything you can't pick up from those things? I
mean, like, guys play hard. Guys are eager to get back in that championship mood, and it's just it's a certain level of seriousness here when I step in this building, and just piggybacking on everybody.
Have you been there with Steph playing in some of those?
Yeah, a little bit.
Have you been on the same team as him?
I can't remember. I don't know.
That spacing was what
It'll figure out itself.
Aside from team success, what's an individual goal that you have for this season?
I just get back to the playoffs, you know, with this group, and I think that, you know, when you have guys like Steph and Draymond and this coach like Steve Kerr and Wiggins and everybody, I think that, you know, they're always in championship mode, and you can't count them out. And just being a part of this team, I think that something special can happen.
Is there something personally that you're trying to prove?
No, just trying to win the championship. I think that's the goal for everybody, trying to win the championship in the NBA. I know you're here to win it all. You know, money, all of the stuff that comes with it doesn't mean nothing. But I think winning is what matters to me, and trying to win it all.
Buddy, we talked about you being with Bahamas when all this was kind of happening, and Chris DeMarco is the coach. Did you have conversations with Chris about this team, about kind of what to expect, what they instill?
Yeah. Before I made my decision, I was talking to Chris the whole time. I said, "What do you think, man?" He's like, "Man, I think it'll be perfect." You know, Chris been talking. He's been doing a little, not say a little recruitment. He just give me like a variety of like things that would be good for me in my future if I came here. You know, he never forced nothing, but he was telling me that, man, like, and to be honest, having a guy like Chris that I've been around all for the past 3-4 summers helped a lot too, because I understand them. You know, I feel like a guy that I can talk to when things are not going well. You know, so it made kind of sense too.
What are some of those things that he said that could really benefit you by coming out here?
I mean, it's talking the style of play mainly, and like the way what Steve likes, and how they play, and what kind of value I can add to this team.
Similarly, was Clay with you guys at that time?
Yeah.
Did you also have conversations with Clay about this team, and was it before or after his departure? I can't quite remember. But
So see what happened with Clay. Clay happened before everything started. That was like early June. Mm-hmm. So me and Clay didn't get that talk yet. But Clay's cool though. We're good buddies.
Buddy, there aren't a lot of teams that play this kind of system. Of all the systems that you've been in, what's the closest to the way the Warriors play?
I would say with Dave Yeager in Sacramento. When we were here, I don't know if you guys remember, we always, I think the split screens and getting up fast, throw aheads, you know. In Indiana, when I played with Tyrese, we were just fast, you know. But I think that different was Dave Yeager and his split screens and just back cuts and all that type of stuff, kind of moving the ball X, Y, Z. But similar to Indiana too, but Indiana I think was just more downhill fast, trying to outscore everybody.
Thanks.
How you doing, buddy?
How you doing? You okay?
Good, man. Yes, sir. You came into this league as a shooter. I mean, out of college, out of Oklahoma, everybody saw you as a guy who can get buckets. But over the course of your career, what are the other aspects of your game you feel has, I guess, developed the most since college?
I think playmaking probably does, understanding reads. That's not always thinking score, and trying to make the right play for the right teammate. And I think this in the NBA, you know, we all can go get a bucket, but it's just trying to get the best bucket. That's what coaches like. Like, is it a good shot? It's a shot we all can make, but is it the best shot for the team? So understand was a good shot for the team, and generating good offense and just playing the basketball the right way. That's it. Thank you. See you guys around. Blessings. Take care.
What's up, Andrew?
How you doing?
Good, man. How you?
I'm all right.
Talk to me about the haircut. Got to start there.
I just wanted a clean look for the season. And, I feel like I might gain some years back.
Okay, what have you been working on this summer? Obviously, we know what happened with your dad, and sorry to hear that. But what has been your development process the last few months?
Yeah, just getting my conditioning right, shooting, ball handling, decision making, just getting stronger.
Steve and Mike both noted they feel a level of like extra motivation this year.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling entering this season? How different, I guess, maybe from last year?
Very motivated. Just ready to get started and get it going.
Andrew, could you explain what happened with playing versus not playing this summer in the Olympics?
You said
with you playing in the Olympics versus not playing, what happened there?
What do you mean by that?
You were on the training camp team, and then it seemed like you were going to play, and then you did not end up playing.
No, I just had a little tweak. I had tweaked my ankle, and then training camp had started, so it was a little too late.
Did you want to play?
Yeah, for sure. I always love representing my country.
Andrew, how different do you think this team and this locker room is going to be without Clay? Obviously, such a huge presence. Maybe not always the loudest guy, but a presence. Yeah. How different is it going to be without him?
It's going to be different, for sure. On and off the court, Clay's, a big presence, and when you think about Golden State, you think about Clay, you think about Steph, you think about Draymond, So yeah, I feel like he'll always be that, that guy. But we're all going to miss him, and we know he's going to do great things over there. So.
Hey, Andrew, over here. In the offseason, did you stay in contact much with your teammates, Steph, Draymond, and those guys? And if so, can you tell us anything you guys might have talked about, like plans for the year, what you hope for, that kind of thing?
We check up on each other, see how everyone's doing, see how your summer's doing. But not like crazy chit-chat.
You feel like you got to score more for this team this year with Clay gone?
More than they did last year, for sure.
Was last year more about, do you feel like you kind of were lost within the offense last year or just had a bad year? I guess a combination of both.
All of the above, yeah.
Kind of following up on what Slater just asked, but when you look back 2 years ago, how productive you were on that championship team, and then the past years, what needs to happen to kind of get back to that level for you?
Stay competitive, stay on top of my game, stay motivated, and every time I go on the court, just believe in what I can do.
Some guys, when they hit a little bit of a slump or whatever, when they're not playing at their usual peak level, they go back and look at video of themselves when they were playing at peak level. Do you do any of that stuff to go back and look at yourself and say, wow, I was nice here? Do you do any of that stuff in terms of reviewing your own work?
Yeah, you see what you were doing, how you were doing it, what worked for you. Maybe you could have, trended the opposite way of what you were doing, so for sure.
Andrew, what do you attribute the last year or two to in terms of your performance compared to what we were used to seeing?
Shoot, couldn't tell you. A lot of things.
We read things in the paper. Steve Kerr talking and the other players talking, and one recurring thing we hear is that you're in great shape. They think you look good. You seem to be in super shape. Can you tell us about that? Did you go deeper in that?
I just been working hard, this summer, trying to put myself in the best possible, position to, do well.
Hi, Andrew. What did Al Attles mean to you and his presence around here? I'm sure you got to know him a little bit along the way.
He's a legend, from coaching to GM to, just being around everybody. He was a big presence and, just, a legend around here. And, I'm sure, we're all going to miss him. Yeah, you don't see that. You don't see that. He was a special guy.
Aside from team success, what's the individual goal that you have for this season?
Individual goal, be more efficient than last year.
The All-Star game is going to be here next February, and obviously you were in the All-Star game a couple of years ago. How important would it be for you to try and want to be on part of the team since it's coming to your place?
Yeah, that would be amazing. Obviously I'm a strive for that. Work hard and do what I can to hopefully get there. But I just got to stay consistent, stay on it.
What do you think it's going to take to do it?
We got to win.
One thing that Steve and Mike the other day said was that they want to feature you in the offense much more. Mm-hmm. When you hear that, what does that look to you, just from a basketball sense?
Getting me downhill, more threes, just being involved, in the offense, whether it's coming to me, whether I'm initiating something, it can be a lot of different things.
Andrew, this may sound silly, but to be more efficient, what are the keys? That was something you said a moment ago. Are there certain things that you do to try to make that happen?
Mm-hmm. Well, first, take good shots. That's one way. And I feel like aggression. When I'm aggressive, I get to the basket. Good things happen.
Does it matter to you whether you're playing the 2 or the 3? I mean, in some ways they're kind of interchangeable in some cases. I mean, what for you, what's the difference if there is any?
I feel like on this team it's the same thing for real. 2, 3, almost the same thing.
Anything else?
Thank you. Thank you.
What's up, come on.
What's up?
How I know you've kind of talked about maybe altering your game some this year, particularly on the offensive end. What do you think that actually looks like in a game potentially this year?
For me, just being more aggressive, taking open shots. I probably in the years past I would turn down 5 before I took one. So being more aggressive, shooting more threes. More threes for me is actually shooting one a game, 1 or 2. So I'm gonna start there and see how things go.
I almost think you're almost never actually out standing at the 3-point line. Do you expect that? I mean, that's almost a strategic thing. Do you think you'll be planted out there at times?
I'm actually out there a lot. I mean, I'll be at the top of the key, and I would instead of looking at the rim, I would just go do a handoff or something like that. So just looking at the rim more, being more aggressive, and our offense probably be a little different. We got some new coaches, and they're gonna probably implement some new things. So just seeing what we add to our offense, and kind of see where I can incorporate stuff I worked on this summer.
Kevon, did that just switching up your game, adding to your game, I should say, did that come directly from the coaching staff? Was it a collaborative thing? What made you really want to pivot in that direction?
Just seeing how the game is going, what our team needs. I know for the reasons we talked about it a little bit. I know what kept me off the floor in big situations, and I want to take it to the point where my offense is the reason I can't be in the game. So I want to try my best to try to be on the floor as much as possible, and being able to shoot the ball, be able to score is a big thing in the NBA, and you can't play if you can't do that. So I'm just trying to improve and extend my career as long as possible.
Following up on that, and Steven here the other day was saying, he doesn't really know what that starting lineup is going to look like yet. You mentioned not being on the floor all the time. What conversations, if any, have you had with the coaching staff about what they want to see from you, what your role will be as you kind of head into camp in the season?
None really. And we haven't really talked about roles. We just compete in camp, and I kind of know what they expect from me. Like things I worked on this summer I want to add, but they expected for me to do the things I've always been good at, which is rebounding, defending at a high level, and being vocal and different things like that. So I'm going to continue to do that and try to incorporate the new things that I added. But, we haven't went over roles and everything yet.
Hi, Kevon. How you doing? What do you think is reasonable to expect from the young guys? I mean, there's been obviously Jonathan made a lot of progress last year, and Brandon and TJD both had good rookie years. Moses is there. How much of a step can they take, and how much do you guys need those for to kind of leap forward?
The sky is the limit for those guys. They're young, but they're talented. They're proving that they can play in this league and play winning basketball. We're going to need them for us to reach our ultimate goal and take a next step and really be really good and really compete and contend. We need those guys to play a lot of minutes and play at a high level. So they put in the work this summer. They've been looking great. We just got to put it together as a unit, and everybody has to play at their best for us to be a good team.
Hey, Kevon. Everybody kind of knows about Steph, Clay, and Draymond over the years, but you became, one of the leaders on this team as well with your tenure here. Just curious how you think you guys can fill the leadership void that's left with Clay leaving the team.
It's not going to be easy. A guy like that, he's been here he was here for a long time. He helped build a special team in Dynasty, and his spirit is always going to be missed, but he's been a great mentor to a lot of the young guys, and he kind of showed us the Warrior way and how to play and how to carry yourself. So for me, Moses, BP, got to play with him, JK, we all learned from him. So we'll be able to, it's not a one-person thing. You just got to kind of carry it. And, Steph and Draymond are already terrific leaders. So something that you can't just replace, but I think we have the people and the character in the locker room to keep it moving forward.
If I can ask a follow-up question. You said you've been playing with those guys, obviously the young guys. Anything from one or two of them you've seen that's different? Anything they've added to their games that would allow them to take that step forward you talked about earlier? From playing, I got to see Moses play with him. Just him scoring the ball, him being more confident about getting to his spots was really exciting to see, and his level on the defensive end. JK, just his poise, his patience, something that I've been seeing in his development. Then watching BP and Trace during Summer League and seeing how they was able to control the game and win a lot, have a huge impact on both sides of the floor is it's going to be big for us. So just watching them guys develop and grow and come more mature and more have a better IQ on the court is very exciting to see.
Loon, what exactly did you do this summer to work on that three? Who were you working out with, and how many shots were you taking? Can you get the details?
I was down at UCLA working out with my guy Jared Cook. Shot a lot more threes. Probably 400, 500 every day. In the past I would shoot some, but that wasn't my focus. I would just do light spotting, but after watching a lot of film and seeing where I potentially might get shots from, watching where Draymond might get a three from, or last year watching where Dario might get a three from, just watching those different spots, seeing how I would get there, and really focusing in on those type of shots. And I'm still not going to be out there hunting threes. Like, I'm not going to be out there like Clay or somebody, but I just want to be able to, when the time has come to space the floor, to be able to make an open shot, practicing getting threes out of rhythm. I'm not just getting to catch and shoot all the time. So learning how to do it off a pick and pop, doing off a ball reversal, doing when a guy's not holding you, you getting dare shots. Just learning how to
get in the flow. And I played a lot of 5-on-5, so just doing it out there as well.
What's the technique too on the threes? Or
I wouldn't say so much technique. I always had a good foundation for the three, just about more of a mental thing of actually shooting it. It's you always can improve on your technique and on my base and my form and my follow through, small things like that. But for me, it's just more about just shooting it and shooting it with confidence.
Quick first one. You shot the three a little bit at UCLA, right, when you were playing?
Yeah, I shot 40%. I shot really good at UCLA, but that was a long time ago.
Second one, I just want to remember that when you said that. What was it like watching Steph in the Olympics do what he did? You've seen it obviously up close, but to see him do it on that stage, and then also see him sign the 1-year extension to tie himself to this team for another year.
It was exciting. Especially when we won a lot of no basketball on, but that's the best time to watch, and for him to put on a show on the biggest stage when the pressure's on is what I expect from him. But it's always fun to see. It's always fun to see how he can top himself, how he can outdo what he's done before, and he always kind of finds a way to put on a new show. So it was fun to see, and for him to sign an extension, that's great for our team, great for the Bay Area, and great for his organizations. He's been a pillar of the community and a pillar of the NBA for a long time, and we want him to play here and in the NBA as long as possible.
Steve's really kind of pumping up the idea of like it's a camp competition. Starting spots are open everywhere. I mean, you've kind of always kind of been in a competition in a sense, but like, do you feel this camp that there is more team-wide, minutes available, starting spots, everything?
Definitely, it's a lot more uncertainty when you lose a piece like Clay, then you add a bunch of new faces. Team is in different directions, so we got a lot of young talent. We got a mix of veterans and young, so it's gonna be fun. It's just basketball, and we all love to compete. Like training camp is always a competition, so it's gonna be fun. It's for me like it's always kind of the same. I always got to compete. We always had a competition for the center position, so it's nothing new for me. But it's gonna be fun, and we got a chance to be really good, and we're deep, and that's a good problem to have.
A little different camp this year, being in Hawaii. How did you react when you found out? And then what are you hoping to get out of that experience being with the guys away from here for a week or so?
It should be fun. When I seen it happen, this is my first time doing it, like to actually start training camp somewhere else. We done traveled like after a week after being in training camp, but to actually start somewhere else is going to be a lot of fun. My first couple of years, one of my agent kept saying, I heard y'all going to Hawaii for like 5 years in a row. We never went. So for it to actually happen in year 10, it's going to be fun, especially with a lot of new faces. Get to bond, get to know each other better, spend a lot of quality time. When you're at home, you kind of get stuck in your routine that you do at home. But when you're on the road, you get to really lock in and go to dinner more and really hang out. And we're going to need that with all the new guys and to build that new chemistry.
10 seed and 46 wins last year. What do you think is a realistic expectation for this group?
I mean, when you got Steph and Draymond winning it all is always what you want to happen. We feel like we got the talent, but we still got a lot to figure out, a lot to do. But we got to win a championship. You got to make the playoffs. We didn't make the playoffs last year, so for me, I'm just saying we're gonna start there, but make sure we making the playoffs. Hopefully, getting the home court advantage and see what happens.
Did you say 10th season?
It's about my 10th year. Yeah.
Is that shocking to you, or
Yeah, it's not shocking. I always had faith, but it might be shocking to some people. But I feel like I put in the work to have a long career. I'm still only 28, so I feel like I got some time left, and hopefully I can play a long time. Maybe not as long as like Steph or somebody, but maybe like get to 14, 15. That'd be awesome.
Gary?
Yes, I plan on being available this year. So let's go ahead and get that out the way now. Feeling good, healthy. Body's feeling great. No hiccups this summer, no nothing. Ready to go. So let's get those out the way now.
Based on some of the things that the team did this offseason, and based on some of the ways that Mike and Steve were talking, it seems like defense is going to be a big priority this year and committing to the defensive end. How do you see, you're obviously going to be a big part of that, but how do you see this team and what they're capable of doing defensively?
We got a lot of, young fresh legs. Reese coming in, Melton coming in, Kyle with his IQ is just. We have a lot of pieces that I think are going to blend together on the defensive end and use our brains on defensive end together better. So I feel like we have a bunch of numbers. We're pretty deep, I think, defensively. But like I said, some of the young guys is going to have to, get thrown in the fire and figure it out. But I feel like, we'll be good on that side this year. Transition defense and transition offense, I think, we'll do a lot better than we have been.
Gary, hi.
Hey.
What do you think it's going to be like without Clay for the first time? And what are you going to miss most about him?
That's probably a Dre or Steph question. They've been here the longest, but since I've been here, Clay's just been, Clay. I love, when come see his face comes in on the boat, see him on Instagram live driving to practice. It's just his energy, on and off the court. Especially we're going to miss him on the court. You know what he brings. He's just a, tough shot maker, tough shot taker. So, you can't really duplicate that and what he does. So, we just come out and we're going to miss him, but excited to kick his ass pretty soon.
Hey, Gary, over here. People are talking about threes. Like Loony came in and said he's been practicing like crazy on his threes, and Pajemski is emphasizing that. And are you thinking that more too? Thinking more.
Yeah, always available and ready to shoot. Kind of working my way up from the corners. That's where I like to be. But if they're there, I got to take them. Seen Loon working on it. I know Brandon's going to take a few more this year. So just be ready. Just try to make as many as I can. But not emphasis, just shoot when I need to.
Gary, how's it going?
How you doing?
Good. You mentioned Brandon. Can you speak to the young guys, and particularly the guards, Brandon and Moses, and sort of what you've seen from them in the pre-camp games, and how much of a step you think they're ready to take?
Oh, absolutely. Brandon already showed that, last year out the gates, and he's been grinding and growing ever since. Moses has been doing that for the last 4 years, so not worried about Moses at all. Just when he comes in, he gives it all his all every time. And Brandon, he's just getting more confident, being out there, USA this summer. I think he picked up a lot at the USA camp, with all the great ones. So I think they're excited and ready to come out and, show what they've been working on. So not worried about them.
Gary, did you watch the Olympics? Not the Steph part, but just in general?
Oh, a lot of sports. Water polo, table tennis was crazy, actually. That was probably the funnest that I watched. Archery. Yeah, pretty much a lot of sports.
You ever watch and think you could have been an Olympic high jumper? Seriously?
Probably like 2 years ago. I probably could, but not anymore. No, I haven't. Water polo, though. I used to play water polo, so that's fun and dangerous, though, at the same time.
Kind of obviously came in with the emphasis that you plan on being available this year. How was your summer? How much playing were you able to do? How cleared were you most of the summer?
Oh no, I was good.
Yeah.
Ever since the came back from the SAC game, I messed up my calf a little bit, but after that, rehab for the next probably 2 weeks here before summer, and then I was good. Just trying to bulletproof everything and just get my body ready and prepare for this long season.
Best you felt since?
Oh yeah, I was good. It was probably my first summer in a few years without rehab and all that stuff. So I felt good moving around, doing stuff. So it was good. All right, you guys.
Jerry, over here, man.
What's
How you
up?
doing, man?
What's up, big dog?
This is probably the longest offseason this team has had in a long time. Did you get an itch early? I mean, did it feel like it was that long for you? Because I know you wanted some of that for rehab and stuff, but what was it like just to have so much time between the end of last season and training camp?
It was good, but in a way, like you said, it was the longest that I've probably had since I've been in the league, and a summer without, rehabbing and surgeries and all that stuff. So it was good, to get everything, put everything back together body-wise, and then, just sit and, just prepare basically. Work on stuff that I need to. Had extra time to go do different things, get my body right. So it was good, but like you said, I think we're ready and itching to get back.
In the past, you've kind of said that your job is to, steal the ball, get it to 30, and maybe make an occasional 3. When you go into this season, I mean, is that still basically the plan, or is there a few more things you want to try and do?
Yeah, with Clay gone, I think everybody's gonna have to step up and try to fill his presence and whatnot. So that's just gonna go down to second unit and whoever's gonna be in that starting lineup. Just to try to get us off to a good start. But yeah, I've been working on a lot of different things. More ball handling things. That I usually do is just wasn't needed at the time for the team. So I think we're probably gonna need a little bit more extra stuff now that 11's gone.
Not to keep piling on the availability thing, but you said you were trying to bulletproof everything this summer. What does that mean? What does that look like?
Just get bigger, faster, stronger, get my conditioning back up to another elite level. And I think that if I can do that, it'll cut out most of the little nicks and knacks and all the little things that happen during the seasons.
Dalton, JJ the other day talked about you being in a top certain percent of shooters already in the NBA. And I just wonder, as you start to envision, how do you focus on certain elements like the shooting, maybe defense, that are different from U.S. that kind of carry the whole load, right, at Tennessee? How do you think that evolves?
Just being myself, just going out there and not only just shooting the ball, but being an all-around player, just going out there defending, rebounding, passing, and just being out there competing on the floor with all my teammates.
And then, Bronny's just starting with basketball. What have these last couple months been like with you in the building, with the coaching staff, learning some of the terminology? What stood out to you the most?
It's me being a sponge, coming in, getting my work in the morning, and learning from all the vets and people that have been here longer than me. I feel like that's what I've been focusing on, and that's what I'm going to be focusing on for the rest of the year.
Hey guys, one for each of you. Dalton first. What has JJ said to you about kind of your plug and play sort of nature, and do you see a pathway for yourself to the rotation?
Yeah, for sure. I just he said just kind of be yourself, always go out there and compete, and be better than you were yesterday is really all. Just go out there, compete at a high level, and just learn from all the vets, and obviously I'll learn from JJ as well.
Bronny, today obviously surreal for a bunch of different reasons, but not try to take your dad out of it for you to accomplish this, especially considering what had happened last summer. How special has today been? Has today been kind of a pinch me day a little bit for you?
Yeah, for sure. All the cameras and stuff that are going around feels good, but the work is yet to come. I'm just looking forward to coming in and working with my guys and competing every day. Because that's really what I want to do, and that's what I wanted to do since I, started taking basketball seriously. So, I'm just coming in and trying to be my best every day.
Guys, good to see you both. Dalton, I'll start with you. You're going to be practicing with some accomplished vets here. I saw some footage this summer. You're working out with some accomplished vets who aren't Lakers. Can you tell me a little about those workouts that, with former NBA All-Stars?
Yeah, it was cool to be in the gym with all those guys and learn from them, see how they see the floor, and just ask for some advice and ask as many questions as I could. It was good just to work out with those guys.
And Bronny, are you guys going to be commuting together, or any you and your dad? Do you know any of that? You're going to sync up your rides to and from practice or anything like that?
Definitely not. It's already so much that we've been grouped together as. I'd like to stay as away as possible from that guy. Appreciate you.
This one's for both of you, but JJ's talked about since the voluntary workouts have started with the one-on-ones and two-on-twos and the group stuff, that he's seen a lot of progress out of the younger players on the team. In what way do you feel like you guys have each improved over the last couple of months since being in here?
For us, I've just coming in and getting better every day. we come in and put our work in the weight room, come on the court, get our hours in. But just being a sponge, I feel like that's the most important part for us young guys to do. Just coming in and learning every day and continuing to get better every day.
Yeah, like you said, just coming in every day, competing, and just also, like you said, soaking it all in like a sponge, just trying to learn as much as you can from the vets. And, yeah.
Bronny, Dalton, for both of you guys, kind of on that note, what's been the emphasis of your skill work since Summer League ended?
I would say just staying in the weight room as much as you can and going out there competing on the floor, learn from JJ, doing the one-on-one, 2-on-2, 3-on-3 stuff, just learning the schemes and stuff. So I'd say that. Yeah,
just learning game plan, learning playbooks, but also, trying to get our bodies right in the weight room, stuff like that, getting in condition, NBA condition. Just improving every day.
Hey, Bronny. There's a lot of guys in the NBA whose fathers played in the NBA. You just may be the world's most foremost expert on having a famous dad, considering who your dad is. How do you approach being your own guy the way a lot of guys around the league have had to also in the shadow of pretty famous fathers?
I just continue to try to be myself every day, doing the things I love since I've, been a kid, and just trying to keep that routine up and being myself, but also, taking the time to tune out all the noise and tune out all the people that, don't think I should be here, while also trying to, get in the gym, put my work in, and keep, improving myself every day.
Hey, Bronny. What are you most excited about in terms of sharing a locker room and a court with your dad? And then what specifically do you fear? What are the unique challenges for this situation?
What am I most looking forward to? More like I think I'm most looking forward to practice, like just going head to head with each other. I feel like that's such a crazy feeling to be in practice with your dad, and competing at a high level. But on the other side of that, having to go against LeBron James is kind of a lot in practice every day. So but yeah, I'm looking forward to it as well.
Darren Haynes, K-Cow. Bronny, and another one for you. It looks like your dad's having so much fun seeing you here. But describe what it's like for you to do your media day and you look over and your dad's right there too.
And that, again, just crazy feeling. Was actually doing my radio over there, just looking over my dad taking pictures. It was like, what's going on right now is literally my thoughts. But yeah, just trying to take it all in, and I'm extremely, grateful for the opportunity.
Ronnie, Jim Hield, KKL9. What advice did your father give you about today and what you should and shouldn't do?
Just be myself. Pretty sure that he knows I'm a smart guy and not going out here saying some stuff that I shouldn't be saying. So yeah, just coming out here and being myself is the main thing.
Lauren Jones, Sporting Tribune. So, Bronny, I have to ask you, over the course of this summer, from being drafted, the adversity that you faced last season, leading into this season, going to the Olympics, getting to witness your dad win a gold medal, what has been kind of the highlight for you over this, fast forwarding to now, and how do you take kind of the adversity that you suffered during last year and kind of propel you into this upcoming season?
I think the main thing for me is just continuing to put in the work after, being reset. I feel like it's just made me into a stronger individual. So yeah, just taking all that fuel and stuff, that criticism and backlash that people have given me, and turning it into something that can fuel me and get me up every day and get in the gym, get my work in every day. And I feel like that's, been the most important part of why I've been getting better all summer.
Hey, Bronny. I mean, you've obviously had to field a ton of questions about the father-son relationship. I'm sure you expected that coming into this, but who is Bronny James, the basketball player? Like, what can people looking to watch you next year expect? And if you don't know the answer to that yet, what are you hoping to learn about yourself this year?
Yeah, I could definitely say I'm just a smart player. You know, I'm not going to go in there lost, looking like I don't know what I'm doing. But yeah, just, you know, being a hard nose on the defensive end, and, you know, just playing my role on the offense end while being able to create a shot myself. But I don't, you know, definitely know what my role is going to be this year. So I'm waiting to, you know, get into practice and fill it out.
What's up, Bronny? Baker from SiriusXM. As you approach your rookie year, how do you feel mentally and physically as you transition from playing from college and then now in the big league?
I've been focusing on, you know, that type of stuff all summer. So I feel great. Been in the gym, been in the lab, been on the court, been in the weight room, you know, trying to get my physical and my mental right. So yeah, I feel great going into the season.
Dalton, earlier this summer you told us about, you know, watching film with your college coach and Reddick being one of the guys that you watched. Have you started to get more time or to think about working with him now? Okay, here's what to do as a movement shooter. Have you gotten on the court with him, and have you started to notice how that could benefit you?
Yeah, during summer league we kind of got on the court a little bit for the first time, but you know, being in the gym every single day, being on the court, you get to learn from him. He always goes out there and stops at a drill if you're not doing it right, and he's real coach. Like, he's real coachable, and we get to learn from him. And it's been good just because, like you said, I watched him in college, and now I got him as my coach. It's really good just to, if I have any questions, go ask him straight up and text him.
And then, you know, Bronny, it seemed like you got stronger as summer league went on. With all the time that you missed leading up to that, do you feel like you've now gotten to get back in like the shape that you're used to as a basketball player?
Yeah.
Does that make you a different player?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I really never know when I will get to that point where I was before I had that accident. So, you know, I'm just taking it day by day and trying my hardest to, you know, put in that work every day and get to what I thought back was. Yeah.
Bronny, over here to your right. A lot was made when your dad banished the word dad from practices. What did you make of him saying that, and how much thought have you given to what you're going to call him in practice?
I haven't given it any thought. Whatever comes out of my mouth when I'm trying to speak to him is what he's going to accept. But yeah, I mean, it doesn't really mean much. I just, yeah, I don't know what to say about that, but I haven't really addressed him in any way yet. So we'll see how that goes.